Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm doing creative team layout for Scrap a Sketch. I'm also using my Counterfeit kit challenge, which I put a whole bunch of these papers that I have in front of me in my kit. And so this is the two pictures I'm going to do today. I've actually done them in the past, but I had some more of them and I really like these pictures. They're from like 27 years ago, so why not? So these are some of the papers I picked out to put in my Counterfeit kit from Scrap a Sketch because they really go with the farmhouse summer from Cartabella really well. I don't use any of the Cartabella stuff today, but that's okay. So I pulled out some different kinds of things, and to get those strip pieces like are on the sketch, I'm going to use this Pink Fresh Slimline die and they just do like long skinny pieces. So I picked out the painted butterfly one, and this one right now I'm doing is from Bon Appetit. The tulips is from this year, April, and the butterflies is from Painted Garden for the different printables. And so then I'm kind of laying them out. I picked up this blue cardstock, and then it's not going to stay on this blue, but that's what I thought was going to happen. I picked the blue because it pulls the blue out of the butterflies, and my dress is blue. But I wanted to use that green, and then it just didn't. I was like, maybe not. I'm looking at circle die cuts to do the circle pieces. So I thought maybe that one from Gina K, but it's not quite big enough. I am still going to go a bit smaller, but I'm going to pull out this Spellbinders Necessities and Nestabilities one, and I'm going to use 2 of the 4. And so one's going to go in the upper corner and one's going to go in the bottom corner. This semicircle that I have, I've used on another piece of paper, and there's enough there to use it with these two. That paper that I just cut from that die cut is from Painted Garden as well. And then I like to poke these out because they're hearts, and those hearts can be quite fun to use. So I poked out both of them, so you get tiny ones and then a good size one. So just gonna weed that last little bit out, and I decide that I'm gonna put it on a black background instead. And it sure makes those colors pop, the white pop. It's just definitely better for all of that. So, and I'm going to trim off a little bit of my photos. So in the sketch it looks like it's one. I'm going to make my 2 smaller photos into one mat together, so it kind of works. Ends up being a little bit bigger than the sketch, and that's fine. Sketches are for inspiration, and take it as you want. When I'm done this one, you definitely see where the sketch is inspired. So I'm going to use this piece of paper to mat this in white and that green. I'm going to tape my 2 pictures together to help me make sure that they're straight. I'm just scuffing that up. The green is from this year, April. I have all this linked below with links to the different printables. So that's going to go on, and then this is going to go on, and I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of fixing my tape runner. It probably took me 10 minutes to fix. I was not too impressed with that, but now my picture's matted. I don't even have those stripes on. This checkered piece is from Bon Appetit, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use these orange leaves, and this is from the Painted Garden collection as well. So I have quite a few different collections on this page today, so they will all be, as I said, listed below. So, and I do let you know which ones are from which. So this one that I'm cutting now is from Bon Appetit, and you saw me mark the pencil line, so I can get this one I want as center, and using my T-square to get it straight. And this takes me a bit of fussing, just because I want those lines to be straight, and If they're not straight, it's going to look wonky, and so I am going to put down a couple of these, and then I'm going to move ahead, and you can see me have it all finished. It's literally just making sure they're straight. Could I have left them not straight? Totally could have. Would have that bothered me a ton? Absolutely. So sometimes it doesn't, but when the main design feature of a page is a striped line, I really do feel like I have to get those straight. So this butterfly is from Painted Garden as well, and I love that butterfly. Lisa who's the designer for A Scrap of Sketch, who's the one who creates all these, has lots of butterflies on her for her printables for her spring and summer collections. So if you are totally a butterfly person like I am, make sure you check those out too. So look at all the fussing. So I left in a bit, but not all of it, because look at now I'm done. And so then this one's going to go here, and as you saw, I didn't cut that full circle for the large one, but I knew it was going to tuck underneath. And then looking at it and looking at the sketch, I could have left it exactly like that, but I felt like I needed more strips, so I'm going to add one more to each side. But yeah, did I have to? Totally didn't have to. Am I going to? Totally going to. I thought maybe I'd do a couple more on each side, but I didn't need that many. But that's the lovely thing about printables, is I can print them again if I want to. So I'm going to get this on, and do bottom corner too. And I'm using that middle stripe that I put on in the middle of my photo to get this centered. So it's not quite centered as the design goes for like the two circles, because the two circles are definitely different sizes, but it is centered for the pictures, and that to me was the more important part. And now I'm just marking on this orange leaf where to cut. And that again is from Painted Garden. I really liked that collection, so I've used it a ton. So if you want to see some more of what I've used for this, I will have a playlist linked at the end for my Scrap of Sketch stuff, and so you can see butterflies and all sorts of this kind of stuff that I've used already. And see, I'm only going to use that little strip because that's all you really see on the background, and then that saves me paper. But could I have used the whole big thing? Totally could have. Am I a little stingy with my papers? 100%, a lot of times I am. So I'm taking a look and going, what do I need? What do I want to do? And I know I want another piece of paper, and I want some embellishment. So this is my box with some of my Scrap of Sketch stuff that I've fussy cut out and I've got already. This purple I'm going to use, and it is from Sweet Treats. That dot that I don't use is also from Sweet Treats. And then I noticed that I should have had a little bit of this orange leafy bit underneath as well. So I'm just going to piece together a couple of these little pieces, and it's going to work good enough, and nobody will know that there's two pieces there. I'm going to start with one, and then decide that I need another one in a minute. But I'm going to get this purple piece on. I decided the purple because in those flowers and butterflies there's lots of purple, so it ties in really nicely with that. Would I have normally put the green and the orange and the purple together on a non-Halloween layout? Not usually, but it works, I think, pretty well on this one. So, and then there's that other piece that's slipping underneath there. Just making sure I'm using the same scale for sides, because I do like to print in two different scales when I print printables, just so that I have choice. And then I'm going to dump out all of these in front of me, and then look through and see what I can pull out. So I do pull out some of the tickets. There's tickets on the top of the sketch, but the tickets didn't really make sense. I'm at my brother's graduation. Did we need tickets? Yeah. Was it, I don't know. It didn't really make sense to me. So, and this was like 26 years ago, 26 and a half years ago, something like that. Almost 27 years ago, maybe almost 28 years ago. I don't know, like a long time ago. And this is a picture of me with my husband, if I didn't say that already. We're in my high school at my brother's grad, so. And then just trying some different things. Those hearts, all three of the hearts came from the Bon Appetit collection. I don't remember where the flowers are from, but it's from one of the collections that I've listed below. And then the camera came from I Love Scrapbooking collection. I love those cameras. It's a pattern paper. You can see it above. And I've cut so many of those out. They're so pretty. So, and then here I decided I need a little bit more. So the tulips and the butterflies are going to go in, but not the extra one that I had on each side. So just one more on each side. Did it need it? I thought it did. It probably would have been fine without, but that's okay. Put those on. I'm using the smaller scale that I printed for the butterflies too, for most of the stuff today, so that you can see more of the pattern. And then get this glued on, lining up that middle piece with the center of my photos, and that looks pretty good to me. And yep, that's on. Yep, that's pretty good. That's at 6. And then a tiny little bit of embellishing. So on the sketch there is a camera here, so I put a camera there. There was the tickets up here, but I'm going to cut apart these two hearts and layer them up there instead of the tickets. And then I thought maybe I would sneak in some of the flowers there, but doesn't really need it. I just need a title piece. So I'm going to use this Ellie Edwards sticker, and it says, "Life is made in these small moments." And then I just want to do a tiny bit more embellishing with these itty bitty little hearts. So I'm going to put one little heart on the lens of the camera, and using my pokey tool to get it where I want it to, because it's itty bitty. And then I'm going to use one of the bigger ones and another one of the small ones at the end of that word sticker, which ends up being my title. And one more. My stick tool, and then it loses it, and it is what it is. I thought maybe one more down here, but I didn't like it, so I was like, nope, we can be done. Totally done. So that's a wrap on this page. Close-ups are to follow. If you loved how this came together today, please like, subscribe, and share some crafty love in the comments below. The blog for Counterfeit kit, playlists, Facebook links, websites, and printable links are all shared in the description box below, as well as my discount code. And so my discount code will come up here as well in a second. So Scrap-A-Sketch has a discount code for printables, stencils, and books, and you can get 10% off. And the Scrap-A-Sketch also has a whole bunch of different printables that are on sale this month. So each Monday of August there is a new printable, so make sure you check out the Facebook group for that. And as always, until next time, stay inspired, scrappy, and full of ideas. Thanks for being here, and have yourself a wonderful day.